Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today's video I'm going to do a review of the Milcea massage gun. I think that's how you pronounce it. So in this video I'm going to show you a box. I'm going to open the box and show you the contents of the box, tell you a bit about it and whether it's worth your money. I think that's what a review is. First up, I paid for this out of my own money. I'm not being sponsored for this. I bought it because I wanted it. So that's the reason why I've got it. But I thought I might as well tell you about it. The reason I picked this one was because it was under £100. So quite a bit under £100. And it was on Amazon. It's got about 12,000 reviews, averaging a 5-star. So, you know, that was as far as my research got. I did look at some other guns and I'd done a little bit of looking at other people's videos and what they'd got, but they were quite sort of in their hundreds of pounds and some of the ads that I've been seeing as well. Quite expensive, and I figured, you know, how difficult and complicated does a massage gun actually need to be? So that's why I've picked this one. So here is the box as promised, and on the back it's got some information about the gun, and you can probably get an idea of what the contents are going to be, but let's find out. So let's open up the box. Here it is, box being opened. I'm sure you know how to open a box. So that is the contents of the box. Nothing fancy inside except for this case. I don't think I need the box anymore, so I'm going to ditch that. So this is the contents of it. It's quite nice. It comes in a nice case, which is quite handy for carrying everything around. So let's open this up. Nice easy zip. And there it is. That's the contents. So we have here the one massage gun itself, a charger. This is a UK charger. It's got one of those sort of pins. It's not like a USB. It's just it's a standard DC pin. So it's not something that you could be able to charge easily if you're looking for a USB type one. But not going to lose that charger, I'm sure. So that'll be fine. And then other than that, various implements of torture here. So I don't quite know what they all do. Obviously, I think that one might be like a spine one that goes up and down your spine. And there's one here. We'll come back to those in a minute. First up, the massage gun. So it's kind of about the size of a hairdryer or drill, I guess. And it's kind of a fairly heavy. Feels good and solid. I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be really heavy or really light. I'm not sure if you have a preference on that, but I think if it's it's a decent weight. It feels about the sort of weight of a hairdryer as well. So it's a decent size, and I guess being a bit heavier kind of makes it feel like it's actually sort of decent quality, really. Like I said, I bought this massage gun because I figured that it has really just one purpose, which is to vibrate in and out. And I figured, how difficult could that be? And why would I want to spend hundreds of pounds when I could get something for less than £100 to do the job? Also though, while I'm at it, why a massage gun in the first place? Well, I do have a couple of other forms of relaxing the muscles. One is the old foam roller. The problem with the foam roller is they can be quite aggressive. So sometimes if you've got real soreness in your muscles, actually what you're tending to do is putting your full body weight through that muscle and having to use your arms or position yourself in such a way that you are making sure that you're taking the pain away from that body weight. So I use that. I also use the old tennis ball trick as well for targeting trigger points. I do have a light sort of roller massage as well, which can be rolled up and down the legs. And that's for a light sort of massage. This, I think, fills the gap in between. So it's not going to be too aggressive, but it's also going to work the muscles, I think, a bit harder than it would do with just the simple roller on the legs. So onto the gun itself. It's got an on-off switch at the bottom. So we switch that on and it comes up with this little blue to let me know it's on, and it's got a very simple display at the back. So nothing really to it. It's got 2 buttons. It's got a start and stop, and then a plus button to take it up through the different levels. It's actually got 30 levels of intensity. So if I start it going, there we go, it's on number 1, and then you can either just keep pressing to take it up through the levels, or you can keep your finger on it and it will increase. Obviously you can see that as it goes round past 30, it circles back around again to the number you want. So I guess it's a bit like filling up your car at a petrol pump. Got to be try and get it right to the last bit. So there we go. That's it's fairly intense. Let's get it all the way up to 30. That's at its most intense level. I'm not sure whether you can hear, but I think you can probably just about hear my voice over this. It was actually not too bad. I think it's probably okay to use whilst you're watching TV and relaxing. So it's actually kind of a good thing that's not going to overly disturb other people if you're using it whilst they're in the room. Onto the implements of torture. Well, I'll start with the ones which look useful. Not entirely sure what the difference really between them is. This isn't a review of how to use a massage gun. It's just kind of what you get with this particular product and kind of whether it's any good. So you get these 3 here, which are kind of, I guess, for activating little trigger points. Why you would need sort of that one over that one, I really don't know, but that's for trigger points, I guess. The 3 kind of really different ones, I guess, you've got this ball, which I think if you've ever seen any other ones, seems to be the standard. And the way I describe it, it's probably about the size of a golf ball, and kind of it's foam on top, but it's sort of the kind of hardness level of maybe a squash ball is probably the best way of describing it. So it's not hard plastic, but it's equally not sort of like soft, like a really soft ball. So that's kind of one of the ones I think that you often see people using if you're ever seeing any other videos. There's also this one, which I think is a mushroom type one, which is that is hard plastic, and it's slightly curved at the top, so it will it gives you a sort of slightly wider area than this one does when you're massaging. And then this one, which I guess is designed to curve to certain muscles, particularly your calf muscles. So I guess it gives a nicer, wider. It's kind of got bobbles on it as well. So it's hard plastic again. So that will probably be good for things like calf muscles, or possibly hamstrings and quads as well. I think it kind of depends on really what you want to, and the things are sort of interchangeable quite easily, but they all kind of do the same thing, which is to really kind of loosen up those muscles after training. So I'll start plugging them in and I'll show you how that works. I'll use the most common one, which is this ball, and all you do is literally just push it in. It doesn't click. It just sort of, you just push it in until you sort of feel it doesn't go in anymore, really. I guess if it doesn't fall out, it's okay. And also, once you're actually using it, it's actually going to sort of push it in a little bit more as well as you're working up and down the muscles. So actually, it's not going to fall out. To take it out, you literally just pull and out it comes, and that's it. It's sort of got a bit of rubberized material here, which I guess holds it in place. And that's it, really. It's a very, very sort of simple tool, which I think is kind of why I bought it. I don't know why they can be necessarily so complicated. Maybe you get more for your money if you buy a different one, but I found this one to be all right. I think it does the job that I expect it to do. So I'll give it a little go and let you know how it goes. So I've got the gun working, and it's on level 15, so it's halfway through its most intense. I think 15 is actually a reasonably decent level, actually, of sort of intensity, if you like. And then all you do is then just start putting it on your muscles. You can hear my voice going a bit different as I do it. But it's quite good, actually. You can really feel, as you move it around, you can really feel where the tight spots are. So I've got a tight spot kind of across here. So actually you can just start working it in there, just moving it around. You don't have to actually press very hard. It's really, letting the gun do the work. It's not like you're using a foam roller or something where you really need to jam it into the muscle. You just need to kind of put it on there, push it a little hard if you need to, but actually I'm really not pushing very hard at all. So I think that works quite nicely. You can do it on the legs as well. You probably can't see my legs, but I'll use it anyway. And you can just keep sort of moving over, and it seems to do a job. As you can see, it's still fairly quiet. That's intensity 15, so I'm still using it. You probably hear it sort of buzzing away in the background, but actually, you know, I can still have a conversation whilst I'm using it. So I think that's pretty good. Now, as we saw, this is an unboxing video, so I haven't spent months and months of using it. Whether it falls apart is another matter. Got no idea, can't give you any advice on that at the moment, but it seems to be okay. It has a couple of other features or bits I should tell you about, which is it does have an auto off. So if you forget to actually switch it off on the button at the bottom, it will actually auto off after about 10 minutes or something, yeah, for non-use. It lasts for about 2 to 3 hours and takes about an hour to charge. So it's pretty good. You just have to remember to charge it regularly. When it does start running out, it will the colour of this light at the bottom, which I'll put back on so you can see. So it's normally blue. When it starts running out, as it gets down to about sort of 20%, I think it goes orange and then red. So once it gets down to those levels, it's time for a recharge. They say not to use it for more than an hour at a time. I don't know why you would use it much longer than that. I sort of find that 15 minutes is plenty enough to do most of my legs after a hard session. So actually, I don't really think you need to use it for that long at all. So that's it, guys. The Milcea, I guess that's how you pronounce it, massage gun. Hope you find that useful. I found it quite useful after, as I say, really hard sessions. Training is starting to ramp up and become more lactic based, and I'm finding that using this after the session is actually helping me to recover for the next day or the day after training, depending on whether I'm having a rest day between. So I'm finding this really useful. If you've got any comments, leave them down below, and I look forward to seeing you for the next video. Take care, and remember, enjoy your run.